Welcome, ladies, to the 5 Steps to Breakthrough to the Real You webinar. My name is Maria McGrath, founder of Restore Balance and Harmony, and I want to talk to you today about how to break free from past emotional baggage, limiting beliefs, the BS mindset that may hold us stuck and stop us from moving forward and being all that we want to be, achieving our goals and our dreams, okay? So I guess to start with, I wanted to talk about our emotions, okay? Understanding what's going on. For a lot of us, we're struggling through life thinking that we just have to get on with things. We just have to keep moving forward. We just have to pull up our big girl panties and get on with it. We have to hide what we're feeling, or we have to suppress what we're feeling. We have to put a mask on and pretend that we're all okay when we're actually not. Now, when we do this, when we keep moving forward and we're not dealing with what's going on, or sometimes perhaps we think that we are dealing with it, but we just keep on taking step after step after step, until we get to a new normal, okay? And we think, that's dealt with, but it's there and it's sitting and it's just been suppressed. Okay, we're pushing these emotions down. We're holding them in our body, and they are stuck there, and they can cause ill health, and they can build and become heavier and heavier and heavier if we don't deal with them as we go, because we layer and then layer and then layer and then layer, and it gets to a point where the emotions are so heavy that we can't seem to move forward, and that's when we get stuck, okay? Some of the emotions that are very common with women are the feeling that we're not good enough, not smart enough, not pretty enough, not successful enough, not skinny enough, any form of not good enough, okay? It runs very deep within us, and it stays, and it stops us from being all that we can be, from truly connecting with our own self-worth, self-love. And in that case, we don't have a connection with ourselves and the true joy that we should be feeling and living in this life, okay? So big things that we have, this feeling of unworthy, lack of confidence and lack of self-love, like I just said, but some of the other emotions, sadness, loneliness, which, anger, frustration, hurt, grief, guilt, big things that women have is guilt, and these can lead to or trigger depression and anxiety, and that feeling that we're just not enough, and we can't move forward, and we can't do what we want to do, and therefore we just get stuck in this place where we just don't feel good. We don't love ourselves, and we're looking for external something to make us feel better. If we just had that man to fill us up, if we just had a better job, if we just moved town or moved house, or we start looking for something outside of ourselves that will fill us up and make us feel better. But generally, what we're missing is that inside validation, inside self-love, okay? And that is where our true joy comes from. And that is what I want to talk to you today about, is breaking free of all of that past pain and limitations, that BS mindset that we've got, that every time you think you want to do something, there's a voice in the back of your head saying, no, you can't do that, no, you're not good enough, no, you're not smart enough. Okay, so some of the things that we allow to stop us from moving forward, some of the things, especially in business, but generally in life, is a fear of judgment, fear of being criticised, fear of people, saying things about us, fear of rejection. Feeling a fear of failure or success can have us stuck, going absolutely nowhere. And another big thing that comes up more and more in the conversations I'm having women with is this feeling of being disappointed in ourselves, or being disappointed by others. Okay, so we have such an array of emotions. Okay, I've only touched on a very small few in the grand scheme of things, ladies, but they layer upon layer upon layer, and they weigh us down. They stop us from being who we want to be, from living the life that we want to live, from achieving the dreams that we want to. And so I'm going to share the screen now and talk a bit about the 5 steps to releasing this, to letting it go. And just quickly, I will tell you a little quick metaphor that I like to say to women, that this is like pressing the reset button, the factory reset on a computer, okay? You know, we all these days, or generally most of us, have a computer, and, you know, we know that it comes with hardware. Just like we come with hardware, our mind, our body, you know, we have hardware, okay? And every computer is different. Apple is different to all of the other computers, a Samsung, an Android, all of these different things. And we need to take into account that we have a different hardware to the male species, okay? We are completely different, and we need tools that work specifically for our female being. I can't remember where I was going with that, and I got sidetracked. I am going to share my screen so I can stay on track. Where is it? There we go. Okay, so the 5 steps to breaking through. Oh, the computer factory reset. Sorry, girls. You know, we download different programs. We get on the internet and we're searching things, and we're allowing, you know, cookies and all sorts of different things to download and become part of the hardware or the software on our computer. And through these, there are glitches and viruses, okay, that come up. And generally, these glitches and viruses are those negative emotions and limiting beliefs that are in our hardware at the moment that are blocking us from getting back to our true self, okay? The perfect blueprint that we were born with, okay? So these are the 5 steps: release, relearn, recode, reframe, and recreate. And this is what I want to help you understand, that you can let go of all of these beliefs, all of these painful negative emotions that are holding you back or causing you pain right now, weighing you down. You know, you can feel that on your DNA, on your body, okay? We feel our emotion. It becomes a part of our body, and it creates illness if it gets heavy enough. And okay, so release. Okay, release is the first step, releasing the negative emotions. How that happens is getting in touch with your deepest subconscious, your intuition, your heart, your soul, your source, whatever you want to call it. It'll be different for different people and different belief systems, but it is your unique blueprint. We know deep within us, we know how to run our hardware at premium optimum level, which is happiness, which is joy, which is full of self-love and self-worth, confidence, feeling secure instead of feeling insecure and worthless and struggling to think that we have to compare ourselves with everybody else. When we know our true uniqueness, when we know that we are good enough, we don't have to compare with anyone. We don't have to look at others. We don't have to try and compete or compare or be. We just be free, really. And joy is such an amazing thing, and I will talk about that a little bit later. But, you know, you get your own unique soul's life lessons, okay? This is your inner wisdom that is going to remove and release those limiting beliefs, okay? So release. Then relearn. What have I got here? Relearn. What? Yeah, should I move too quick? Release is the limiting beliefs and blockages. Relearn, getting those inner wisdoms to move forward. When you get that from inside of yourself, it is installed at a subconscious level, okay? It is not a program that you have to repeat, as you may do with, say, affirmations that are going in at a conscious level. We need to install those life lessons, those ancestral wisdom. It's installed at a subconscious level, okay? So it is there, and it is moving you through life at such an easy way, okay? Easy pace. You don't, when something happens and triggers, I'm not to say that you won't ever get angry or have emotion again, you know, you do. And when you do that, you may trigger. But your lessons, your unique wisdom pops up and says, it's okay, you know, you can deal with this. This is the way forward, step by step. You know, your unique wisdom is going to be unique to you. So I'm just, you know, saying what mine is. Okay, I can get through life at a much easier pace because it's easy. You know, I don't get stuck and I don't chew on things and have anger sitting in my body for days and days and days on end. Okay, then we recode. Okay, when we delete those inherited negative patterns, you're recoding your genetic conditioning. Okay, it's literally releasing that from your DNA, your genes, your body. Okay, when you are feeling, especially the big things, depression, anxiety, guilt, grief, you know, that is a weight, and it tenses, your body tenses, and you feel it. Okay, it is a feeling, it is a presence in your body. So when you recode, you delete that feeling from your body. Okay, it recodes your genetics, your conditioning, and then you reframe. I am going to go through this a little bit more in a minute, but reframe your perspective. Okay, when you reframe, at the moment, with all of the beliefs that we have, all that mind BS, all of the stuff that we have running around, and all of life's experiences, every single conversation, every experience that we've ever had, all the feelings, all the emotions, they are sitting like this, you know, creating the way you perceive the world and how you see, hear, feel and perceive every single event that happens to you is through all of the past layers. So when you release that, you're literally opening up your vision, you're clearing your perspective. You can see things in a new, clear way. You can completely reframe how you act and see and perceive and action every new thing that comes into your life. How awesome would that be, to not be seeing through all of this past hurt, all of this emotion, all of these beliefs, you know, some of those beliefs that will pass down from your grandmother and your great-grandmother and your great-grandmother, to clear all of that, to have a clear vision. Okay, talk about clarity. Okay, reframe, and then you recreate your life. Okay, you have unshakable confidence. You have this love, the self-love and the self-worth that you have always had deep, deep, deep down. You've brought it to the forefront, and that is sitting here. And with that confidence, that unshakable truth that you know is now you, that gives this joy that sits there and lights your way. You know, there's a big difference between joy and happiness, okay? Happiness can be fleeting. Happiness can change on a daily basis. And happiness, you know, oh my goodness, I'm, you know, experiencing spending time with the kids or the grandkids or whatever can bring great happiness. But joy is something that is a consistent feeling that is there with you, that is guiding, I guess. It's can't find the word, but it helps, not even helps, it sits there and it enables you to live life with gratitude, with with pleasure in your experiences and in others. You are looking at the world in a completely new way when you're looking through eyes of joy instead of sadness or grief or guilt or anger or frustration and all of this other stuff. Okay, it is something that sits there and it's there day in, day out, even if you're having a bad day. Okay, this joy will enable you to get through it and enables you to see outside of where you are in that bubble, you know. And I've got, you know, everyone's got stuff going on. Life happens. It can come and slap you in the face and knock you down at any given moment. And when you have layers upon layers upon layers of stuff, it's really, really hard to take on new stuff and add more layers. But when that's all gone, this new stuff, when it comes in, it's easier to deal with because there aren't the 1,000 layers that you're dealing with all of those. You're not just dealing with that one thing that happened today. When all those layers are there, you're dealing with all of it. So when they're released and you're living in a place of joy, it's easier. And I'm not saying it's easy to deal with it, but you are able to because you have that new wisdom within you that is also going to help you along the way. Okay. Oops. So basically what you need to know, the biggest things that you need to know about how you can work towards releasing your emotional pain is that you have a female difference. You have to have a tool that works with your hardware. Okay, you need to understand that our mind is different. So if you've done a lot of work in the past, and I'm not saying that they don't help, because they do. Everything helps. Everything brings an awareness. It creates a path towards moving towards that place where you're ready to release this at a deeper level. Okay, but the reason why it may not last is because it hasn't been released at an epigenetic level. It hasn't been released at your deepest subconscious. Okay, we're not working just with the conscious mind. Okay, when you're getting information at a conscious level, it's like somebody else on the outside trying to push information in. Okay, when you get it at a subconscious level, it is coming from your inside, and that is where you heal, because the only person who can heal you is you. So you need to have a tool that works at a female specific hardware level. It needs to work at a subconscious level. And, you know, the science of epigenetics, which I'm going to go into in a minute, okay? But also, you know, the tool that I work with is completely organic and holistic. Okay? It's completely natural. It is helping you to get to that place where you're getting your own wisdom, which is what we talked about a moment ago. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so I'll tell you a bit about Creatrix, which is the #1 female success tool for women right now, okay? Successful in the fact that it will help you cut the ties with past emotions, past limiting beliefs, past inherited conditioning and patterns. Okay, and all of that mindset, which is the BS mindset that's running around and around and around. Okay, so it is gender specific. It is innovated, has been innovated for the female hardware, for our body, our mind, which is so totally different. Okay. You know, Creatrix is a tool that works with your head, your heart, and your gut, which is your intuition. Okay, it's aligning all three to make you whole and complete. Okay, it's aligning you for wholeness, and when you feel whole, the world opens up to you, and life is so much easier to live. You know, right now, ladies, we are doing life the hard way. When we have all of these patterns, all of these conditioning, it's not even ours. Then we have all our own life's experiences, you know, all of these layers and layers and layers of emotion, of beliefs, of blocks. and we're trying to push our way through. It's trying to swim through sand. Okay, it's really, really hard. We're doing life the hard way. So epigenetics, okay, it is a science, all right? There's scientists in every capital city, in every country in the world, working and learning and studying and doing tests on epigenetics. And it is the understanding that our emotions, our traumas, our beliefs, they get attached to the genes and they're passed down through the generations. So a trauma that happened to our grandmother, our great-grandmother 15 generations ago, okay, fear of death or fear of rejection, fear of being seen because it led to death, perhaps, you know, so many generations ago, it was attached to the genes, and then it's been passed down and passed down. And you know what? It could be there for your entire life, or it could just be triggered, you know, when you're 10 or when you're 25 or when you're 30 or when you're 50. Who knows? You know, there's no, but it's there, okay? There can be a lot of stuff sitting on our DNA holding us stuck that we're not even aware of, the layers that are already there sitting in our DNA until it gets triggered. And all of a sudden, oh my God, I can't get in a car. I had a car accident when I was 18, and it triggered PTSD in me. And I, you know, to this day, I guess, don't like being a passenger much. But back then, when I got in a car, you know, my father was 18, I'd still go places, get into a car with anyone else who was driving, and I would scream at them to slow down, even if they were doing 80. You know, it created this fear. I had to be in the driver's seat. I had to be in control. I just could not be a passenger in a car for years and years and years. So whether that was just me or whether there was something else in my DNA that triggered it to be such a bad reaction, who knows? But epigenetics is it's science and it's fact, okay? And this is we address these at a DNA level, okay? The original source of the issue. So you're cutting the ties, you know, literally severing them, okay? They no longer exist if you can determine what they are. And this is part of the unlayering process as well, ladies. Don't freak out if you don't know what it is right now that you're currently struggling with. That's part of the process and part of the unlayering, okay? But getting to this and knowing that you are not just dealing with it right now, say, you know, something that happened, you know, 2 years ago. You're dealing with that pain or that sadness or that grief or that guilt or whatever that word is, whatever that emotion is. It's going to be released from your past, from your entire DNA. Okay, cut the cord. So safety, you know, this is really important, ladies, because with a lot of things currently working to help women with their emotional baggage, it's reliving and retelling the story, and that can be extremely traumatic. When we retell the story, we literally burn it deeper into our brain, into our neural pathways. It's burning, it's making it clearer and stronger. Even when you say to yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, or whatever it may be, you know, I hate this or I hate that, or this person, you know, I'm fat, I'm whatever. The more you say it, the more that it burns in, and the more that creates this belief that is truth. Okay, this is how it is. If you say to yourself, you know what, I'm stuck with this, you know, this is just how it is. This is just what I've got to deal with. I've just got to keep moving forward. You know, you're also burning that in. And that belief gets stronger and stronger and stronger the more that you say it. So when you're retelling a traumatic story, you know, you're literally causing yourself more pain instead of less. Okay, we do not. We need to assess and get to those beliefs, to those emotions that you're really struggling with. And even in that, you don't necessarily have to go into in depth of everything that happened. We more so go into how you feel about what happened. okay, to get those emotions, to get those beliefs and to pull them out so that then we can release them each individually, going through and cutting the ties. Okay, so you're, after that initial assessment, getting those words, you never ever again have to tell your story. You don't have to be reliving that all the time, which can cause major anxiety or panic attacks and breakdowns, because things can be really, really traumatic, really painful. Okay, so that's, a really important part of this is that, you just get that stuff down once and that is it. Okay, and just so you know that it is not something that we change any kind of memory. You will still remember that event, but that emotion has been cut. So you can remember it and see it as a movie that maybe happened to someone else. You're not attached to it anymore. You're completely, the emotion is detached from that. Okay, so the reason why this is so lasting is because it is you getting your own wisdom, okay, your own new perspective. You're getting your learnings that you need. Nobody else knows what you need to learn but you, from your source, okay, your soul, your intuition, whatever you want to call it. That's where this is coming from. Okay, that's why this is true empowerment. That's why this is so specific for you. Okay, no other woman is going to have the same learnings as you. No other woman may have the exact same emotions as you. Okay, you're not going to be treated as the same as everybody else. It is getting your unique words from that assessment. Okay, it could be, I hate blah, blah, blah. I hate living this way. Instead of, it could be anger, resentment, rage, hate, hurt. Different women are going to feel different things about different, and your emotions, your beliefs, your blocks are unique to you, okay? And they're released in a way that is unique to you because you get your own learnings. I'm not telling you anything, okay? I'm guiding you through the process, but you're getting your learnings. Okay, reciprocity. This means that, when you release stuff, a lot of the times through other processes, you break through by getting to work out what that belief or that block is. Oh, wow, that's what it is. All right, now I can move past it. But when you don't replace that, you fill up that empty space with something new, it will generally come back. Okay, fills you up. We're releasing those emotional pains and limiting beliefs, and we're filling it up with the positive learnings, the self-realizations that are unique to you. Okay, this enables you to feel and you are whole and complete because you have filled up, you've released and then filled up with those positive learnings. It's very important. So basically, with what I do, I help women to break through and break free of this emotional baggage. Okay, there are so many women right now running through life, walking, running, whatever, and you're dragging with you, a massive backpack, and it's full of rocks, of coal, of whatever, and it's all heavy. Okay, and you're carrying all of that. What if you could put it down, let it go? How much easier would life be to move forward without the weight of all of that emotion, all of those beliefs, all of that trauma, all of that past? Okay, so Creatrix is outcome focused. When you come on as a client and I need to have a conversation with you, I need to know that you're ready, that you're serious about letting go of this stuff. Okay, you have to want to work, to do the work, and it's very, very simple in the grand scheme of everything that we've got going on. But to do the work, be 100% committed to letting go. A lot of the time we can get stuck and we can go back to thinking, well, you know what, I'll just stay here in my comfort zone. You know, I'm used to it. I'll just stay here. But if you're serious about getting rid of your stuff, then this is the tool for you, okay? And when I say outcome, okay, this is not a session-based, okay? 1 session, 2 sessions, once a week, once a month for 1 year, 10 years, 50 years. This is an outcome-based, okay? Generally, for most women, it'll take 3 to 4 sessions. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but trust me, okay, that is all it's going to take to help you to get rid of all of this baggage. But if it takes longer for you, then we work to that outcome. We get to the end together, okay? And we will talk about that more on the one-on-one call that you can get on and have a chat with me, and I will tell you more about that. But understand that, you know, we at the start, we say, okay, this is what we've got, this is what we've found out, these are the list, you know, all the emotions, the beliefs, you know, these are all the things that we're going to work on to get rid of from the past from you. Okay, when all of those are gone, that is your outcome. Okay, so it's not a session-based thing. All right, so basically I just wanted to show you quickly, because we are visual women, I'm not sure how long I've gone on this, how much the weight of emotion can this is me, okay? This is me 6 years ago. And these are some of the emotions that I had, really, really heavy emotions. I had grief. I had just turned 40. I had no kids. And truly believe that, well, you know what, I've lost, you know, now I don't know if I will ever have kids, and the grief over that. I didn't have a relationship. I felt like I wasn't a woman because I didn't have those things. You know, everybody else had a husband, they had kids. You know, what the hell do I talk to people about? I felt like I didn't fit in. I felt like I wasn't a woman. I felt grief-stricken. I felt despair, loneliness, depression, you know, was so heavy. And with all of that stuff, it brought on anger and resentment and envy and jealousy and, you know, all of this other kind of stuff came with that to just add layer and layer and layer. You know, there was a point where I was on the floor, curled up in the fetal position most days, crying. And this is just a photo that was taken off a screenshot, a video, when I had my breakthrough, for you to see, you know, the difference that releasing this emotion can have on your physical appearance. So this is me 7 days later. Okay, I went to a very intense 7 days. It was the start of my training in this. But I wanted you to see that, okay, from no smile and you know, even with someone who carries their emotional baggage, when they smile, it doesn't reach their eyes. It doesn't reach their energy, okay? But you can see on the other side that clearly there is no effort in that smile now, and every year that's gone on, I feel better and better and better. These are just some. I did talk about some of the common emotions earlier. This is just a photo, you know, some photos of me now to show you that 6 years later, 7 years since my original breakthrough, that this has lasted, okay? This is me. I'm on the screen with you. Now you can clearly see that I don't have that pain in my face, in my body, you know. I am living life every day. I feel more in control. I feel joy. Not to say that things don't come up, because when you start something new, you start a business, when you've always worked for somebody else, it can create new blocks because it's something that you've never done before. But within that, you can then go back and say, okay, I've got this new pile of stuff because I'm breaking through new ceilings. You know, I'm doing new things, I'm trying and I'm exploring and I'm expanding. Okay, for me, life is growth. It is movement. It is forever changing. It is forever learning. And that is the joy of living, okay? So that's where I am right now, and I am always moving forward and trying new things. So sometimes I may get a little stuck. I got a little stuck when I wanted to start doing videos, for example, videos and Facebook Lives. You know, there was this big block. Oh my God, it was not something I'd ever done before. It's not something I'd ever imagined that I needed to do. But because I started a business, then I did. So I had to go and work out what that was. I thought it may have been a fear of being rejected, or fear of being seen, or fear of, you know, what others thought of me. In the end, when I got a sister facilitator to help me dig, it was a fear of being disappointed. Okay, and I think I spoke about that at the start. It's something that a lot of women have, you know, this fear of either being having other people disappointed in you, or we're disappointed about what others may think, whether they support us, or whether they're going to like us, or whether they're going to, you know, show and say, you know, give me Facebook likes and do a comment. Once I got rid of that block, I went and did 30 days straight of videos. Okay, and I've continued, you know, some weeks I don't, some I do, you know, I'm all over the place, maybe not consistently, but, you know, that's just me. And, you know, understanding that we're women and we have our days where we're really creative and we can talk for hours on end. And then other days we're quieter and we need to sit down and just have a bit of chocky and some me time. Understanding that we're female, understanding that we have these times throughout our month, our flow, is really important to us as women as well. So, look, I'll leave it there, ladies. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you understand that whatever it is that may be holding you back right now, it can be released. Okay, you can live a better life. You can be free, break free of this baggage. Let go. Let's cut the ties. Stop carrying it with you everywhere you go. Okay, but you need to choose you. And I know it can be really hard when you may have a lack of self-worth or self-confidence or self-love. But to get that, you need to put you first. You need to understand that in helping you, in putting yourself first, you are going to spread more love to everybody in your life. It's going to make a difference, not just to your life, but to everybody else. Fill your cup up, ladies, so that the overflow is out there to the world. Do not let your cup get empty, because then you have nothing to give, or what you do give, you know, is the dregs. It's not the real you. It is not your joy, your love. So anyway, look, book a call if you want to know more. It's a free chat with me to see if this may be for you. It's not for everybody, but if you are dead set serious about, you are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and you want to make changes, you are ready to put you first so that you can live your best life, then book the call, okay? Like I said, it's a free chat. I'm really easy. It's not going to be scary at all. We're just going to have a talk about what's going on, where you're at, what are the blocks. We'll just start that process. I give you some more simple tips on the call, and then you can decide if this is going to be for you. Really simple, ladies, but I am so passionate about helping you. I help women every day, and seeing them change, seeing them become their true, unshakable self, getting rid of the layers. Last week it was a woman, 30 years of anxiety. It had affected her life, every part of her life, everything she did, from driving the car, taking the kids to school, to having her relationships, everything, her jobs. It affected every avenue. She felt it in some way, affecting her at some time every day. And, you know, we had 4 sessions, and I got an email from her. I feel calm, I feel relaxed, and I feel content. Contentment, ladies, amazing. Joy, contentment, peace is what I strive to help you to attain. So I will leave it there this time. I hope to hear you on the call, either on the phone, we can Zoom if you would like. Very simple. Book the call, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye for now.